In his raw boat he shivered, the man, against the straw beam of his hat. He was black, he liked to roll cigarettes, and his teeth were white as snow. How they would crawl up his shadow and reveal themselves to the white tourists. How frightened they would be and round up their little dogs and grabbing their cameras would flinch a little beneath dark sunglasses. How mad he would be, and how mad they would call him. Last time I saw him he was gambling on the side of his river, his crinkly hat casting lines of displeasure across the boardwalk. We liked to joke together. His skull would glisten blue in the moonlight, and you could see the laughter when he was turned away. He was from Nigeria, but he lived in India, pacing the Ganges, and with his thin, powerful legs he would split the difference between the two mother nations. I loved his stories the best, how they would excite me. With peals of roaring awe I would be transported. I want to tell you one now. It concerns the meeting of two young lovers. One magnanimous and clean, the other the fate that black spells had begotten. She was treacherous like the sea, and called to him like the moon calls all men to sleep. One night he was driven by lust he could not understand, driven by the corridors of serpents. The drums awoke him. His crown became tangles, his pride his only slave, his daughter a gypsy, his wife and his kingdom an asylum. No one could console his majesty. She had him in bound. He had fled the castle. His body was a bush of ruined cities, and he ate his own stomach. He fled his town to meet her in the forest. She rose out of a lake for him, and pleased him with her body made of stars. And when morning broke the cherry tree along the hillside, he had found himself, and she was gone, and he made the walk along the path back home. His kingdom lay alive but sleeping, as it was still early, but he knew another night would soon be his bride, and he was happy. I do not pretend to understand his stories. As I say, they are transportation, that is all. But I do know this: a king is not a man, if he be magnanimous and clean.